Right. I was thinking of bro science. Dorian Yates,
Yeah.
6-time Mr. Olympia, was sitting in this chair about 6 months ago. And he was talking about how a guy in Birmingham, right, which is pretty much the center of England,
Yeah.
with all of his resources were probably some bodybuilding magazines.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it, he had no access to the Venice Beach crowd, to anything going out in Los Angeles, whatever that science was out there. And for 6 years, he managed to push himself to get the right sleep, to get the right nutrition, to get the right training, to be on the top of the game, the best built man in the world, according to that micro niche, for 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
So that's probably a great example of, some, whatever you want to call it, application science. I don't know what that is.
He would be, and I'm not saying this, but by the term of bro science, he would be the king. Because he wasn't working with a team of scientists. I don't believe he has a degree in sciences. I don't even know if he has a degree at all, but he's one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. What he was able to do, what he was able to accomplish. I remember, was it 96 or so, when he completely changed his already elite level physique? Because I was a kid at that time, relatively speaking. I was younger compared to I am now, going back 20 plus years. And I remember that change that Dorian had made. I was kind of a fan of bodybuilding while Lee Haney was still reigning. Then Dorian came in and took a second to Lee. Then Dorian took the throne from him and kind of moved on. And he was able to kind of completely overhaul his own physique in a sport that the level of perfection or the level of improvement is so small. These guys can put on 4 pounds in a year of lean muscle. That's massive at that level. That's like a sprinter in the 100 being able to take a full second off their time. It's almost unheard of. Dorian was able to do that based upon, I don't want to use the term bro science, but, less than what some would consider the true science.
Right. He says he still has books with every single workout written when he was that. You guys would get along really well. He has everything written down. He talks about his discipline, his sleep habits, how he could never go see a movie, how he would never go out to dinner, how he had to have his sleep, about trudging through the snow in the middle of winter, thinking about the guys on Venice Beach out in their swim trunks, and him trudging through the snow for 2.5 hours just to open up the gym to get that leg workout in that he knew he needed for the competition 6 months down the road. I mean, and you hear him talk about it, and he gets hairs in the back of my neck to stand up, because I think he's got similar discipline and a scientific mind like you do.
And that's, when people talk about bro science, well, that's a way, I feel, for the unaccomplished to try and tear down those that have made accomplishments. What we do, not only do I have a team of what would classically be considered professional scientists with their degrees, a lot of what they've learned in school, I have to deprogram from them. I remember our head dietitian, when she first started working with us, I was teaching her how to build a peaking program for a weight class oriented athlete. And as I'm going through, she said, well, that's not going to work, because our athlete wasn't going in the caloric deficit. She's like, well, you can't lose weight unless you take in less calories than you consume. And I laughed. I said,
to watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonrealacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media, log in and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonrealacademy.com. So click on the link below. You'll be directed there, and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.